Dear students, now let us understand the last unit of your syllabus, that is network analysis. So first let us go for the introductory aspect. What do you mean by this network analysis? Why the corporating firms need this? See, network analysis plays an integral part or important role in project management. So, network analysis includes two techniques. There are two well-known techniques. One is PERT, another one is CPM. These are used to assist managers in planning and controlling larger scale construction projects. Especially for construction projects, these two important techniques are made use of. And then let us understand what is the meaning of it. PERT means P-E-R-T. PERT, Program Evaluation and Review Technique. Then what is CPM? CPM, Critical Path Method. Here, a project can be viewed as a set of activities. Many activities will be there in the project. Those activities are performed in a logically determined sequence. Means which activity has to be done after which activity, which should be followed the one activity, and which should be done before this activity. There is a logical sequence in the activities. Okay, so these activities, first what we have to do is activities are identified. Which are those activities? We have to identify them, and precedence relationships are established. That means which has to be followed, which activity, which should come first, which should come second, which should come third. We have to decide that first. And then comes the network diagram. That means the set of activities is depicted diagrammatically by means of a network diagram, wherein each activity is represented by an arrow with a circle on either end. So starting one circle, then one arrow, and again one more circle. So that is the diagram, arrow diagram, that is called as network diagram. Then what is this critical path? See here, when time for all the activities are given, then length of each of the path is determined. The longest path, which is the longest path, that is called as critical path. So in the diagram, just observe which is the longest path and decide that this is the critical path. Here, activities on it are called critical activity. I hope you have followed this. The critical path has to be determined. Then all the activities on this path are called as critical activities, and the other activities which are not in this critical path are called as non-critical activities. Here we have to understand what are the floats. Now, float means what, or what type of floats are there? Here, total floats and free float. Let us understand these two. Actually, there are 4 floats, but as far as our problem solution is concerned, let us understand 2 types of floats here: total float and free float. What is total float? Total float of an activity represents the amount of time by which it can be delayed without delaying the project completion date. See here, the project completion date should not be delayed, but the total float means this activity represents the amount of time by which it can be delayed. Total float, the formula is total float is equal to latest finish time minus earliest finish time. Here in the diagram, we have to calculate the latest finish time and also earliest finish time. After calculating this, we can calculate the total float. Here, latest finish time minus earliest start time minus duration of the activity is also called as total float. In the same way, what is free float? Free float is that part of the total float which can be used without affecting the float of the succeeding activities. That means free float is equal to earliest start of the next activity, not this, next activity minus earliest finish of the activity. For which activity we are calculating the free float. For that particular activity, we have to see the earliest finish time. And for the next activity, what is the earliest start? The difference between these two is called as free float. Okay. And theoretically, this doesn't include much, I have already shown you the problem solution videos is already being uploaded. And finally, we have to understand what is the difference between PERT and CPM. PERT is probabilistic in nature. CPM is deterministic in nature. PERT is useful for new projects. CPM is useful for the already existing repetitive projects. We can say repetitive projects. The project is not a new, it is repetitive. For that, CPM is good. So PERT focuses on time and lesser significance to the cost, but CPM emphasis on cost. PERT is event oriented, CPM is activity oriented. Okay, so these are the differential points. Go through the slides once again. Please try to understand, and if you feel any doubt or if you get any kind of confusion, please give me the feedback and let me explain the unexplained aspects. Take care, study hard, and I wish all the success for your examinations. Thank you.